Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models, and this is the continuation of month 3 of the Crafting Table Academy. This is what I have ended up with at the end of the month. We've got the touchscreen set up. If you've watched the previous one about what's in the box, this is basically what's in the box with a bit of added extras. I picked up a frame, or stand rather, for the screen. The Pi sits on the back with the hat on it. I've also improved the cable. Instead of having the big adapter and thing on it, I've now got a shorter direct micro, or not mini, micro HDMI to HDMI cable, and a little frame for the camera, which I've just put on there with a bit of tape, which does in fact now angle to get to whichever angle you need it from. This is still the original cable, just going in from the touchscreen and that. Also plugged in here, we have a microphone, or the microphone from the pack. And that is that. We've obviously got the power coming in there, is the only connection. And that doesn't go to the computer at all. That just goes to mains power. So we can start it up by pushing the little reset button down there. We get some flashy lights on there. And we have the screen powering itself up and coming to life, which you can see the reflection of me in there as well at the moment. So we have the Raspberry Pi Bookworm OS starting up on there, and this is my chosen desktop. So I can control it with the touchscreen, with the mouse pointer obviously moving depending on where my finger goes. But the easiest way I've got of connecting this is actually through Real VNC Viewer, which runs on the desktop and connects up through the internet to this. Once you give it a second for it to load itself up and get itself started, in a moment it will. Honest, maybe it won't. I'll get it started up, and then we'll be able to see the entire desktop on the screen here rather than looking at it down there, and I'll show you exactly what's what. Right, so here we have the desktop running, so I can control it using my normal mouse and keyboard through the computer. Basically, anything I do in this window is done on the screen down here as well. So we've got the file explorer and things like that. What I will do first will be show you the bit that I have less interest in, the camera bit. We've got the TF Lite object detection, which is the TensorFlow. That's what the TF means. It's a preloaded object detection model, which basically looks through the live camera and labels things that it detects and that it knows. It's looking in the samples image JPEG thing to find list of stuff, and that's about it. So if I run that now, it does its thing in the background and then opens up the live camera feed, which gives us the frames per second in the corner there, 13, 14. And as you can see, it's detecting me as a person. It's detecting a couch, which there isn't actually a couch behind me, but there we go. And I don't think it detects very much else. It gets confused. It's not the best, but it is all running natively on this Pi. So there we go. It was picking up the books behind me before, but it's not now. The lighting is obviously different. There you go. It's flashing to book occasionally on there. So there we go. That is that now up and running. The one other thing we did with this in the next month, in lesson 4, next week rather, lesson 4, is the security version of it, which does exactly the same thing, but has an added box. Once it runs, should run. It was running before. Detach the detection process. I don't know what that means. There we go. It was already still caught up running. So now that red box is the secure zone. You can make it whatever size, wherever you like, have multiple ones. When it detects a person in there, it does things. What it does is it captures a person in there. I think it did it. I wasn't really watching the screen. There we go. When it captures a person in there for more than a second, I think. There we go. It grabs a frame and sends that off to Discord. I haven't set up Telegram on it because I don't know anything about Telegram. So it doesn't do anything with that. Let me quit this from running as well. But I have set up my own Discord server, which I've had running anyway. But now we've got the AI division, which, let's say, says there's a person in the room, and it sends a picture of said person in the room. It's obviously only sending a picture of that red box, but that's what it does. So there we go. That is working as intended in there. And then we get to the fun stuff. What I've done now is load up a large language model, or rather a small large language model, which is now running there. What I can do is make that bigger, maybe. There we go. I'll make that full screen. First time it loads up on a boot, it takes a little while. It's loading the model tensors. I don't know exactly what tensors are, but it's loading them and making them work. So there we go. This is now being prompted by saying you are Tasia, witty, quirky, slightly sarcastic British AI assistant created to serve Chris. My AI, in fact, generated that prompt. So there we go. Tasia is now online. How can I help? Hi, Chris. Tasia at service. What glorious creation are you conjuring up today? Need some inspiration or a quick fix? Let's have a chinwag. I just type in, hello. I was wondering about, let's put it a place, Spain. Can you tell me something about it? Why not? I've never used this prompt before, so we'll see exactly what happens. Now, as I say, this is all running live on the Raspberry Pi. No internet connection for it at all. So there you go. Let's put it in there. Spain, eh? Oh, you've come to the right place. Did you know they make the best sangria in the world? Not sure what your Spanish is, Chris, but they've got flamenco dancing beaches that could melt the glaciers and enough tapas to fill a jumbo jet. Fancy a holiday. Can you speak Spanish? De nada. A little, yes. More like hola and gracias. But I've got a few phrases up my sleeve. How does it... I mean, I've told it about me and model making, so it knows that bit. It got that from the prompt. But it's very impressive to me that it's got all of this in, say, a little over a gig. It knows stuff. It knows facts. It makes stuff up. But it's convincing sounding. You know, Chris's channel is full of model making. You should see if he's got a Spanish model to build. I am Chris. Raised an eyebrow dramatically. Didn't recognise you at first. I was just practicing my Spanish. So what's on your mind, my fellow model maestro? So that is now working as a small language model rather than a large language model. So there we go. That's that. The next up, I managed to get Tasia to listen a little bit. This is not working very well. So, hello, can you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so the text has gone in and worked out what I'm saying most of the time. But the answer is still not quite right. And while I'm talking now, it's interrupting what she's saying and trying to put it through. But I don't know. It's sort of there, but it's not quite there. So yeah, the voice to text is not working quite as I'd hope. I'm still playing around with it, but I don't think I'm going to get any further than that. The next thing I did was to try and give Tasia a voice. So I have got myself, or already had, a Bluetooth speaker. It happens to be Iron Man's head. But there we go. So this is now connected to the Pi. And this is just a simple test. So I can type in anything. Testing. How are you today? And all this does is basically...
Today.
I don't know why it only did that, but hello. It should read out anything that I type in, basically. How are you today?
How are you today?
So there we go. That was reading back whatever I've told it to read back. I do need to adjust the volume because it comes out very loud. But what are you doing today?
What are you doing today?
There we go. So it reads out and it works. But yeah, it's not right. So what I needed to do was to make some corrections to that. And indeed load up a different... he's still using the same voice prompt. This was using Mimic 3. So now I am using Mimic 3, but now involved in the large language model. So, hello Tasia, where are you? So this should...
I'm Tasia, your resident AI assistant. You might call me an expert in all things scale modeling, though I'll be honest, I'm more of a fan of the hobby than a master of the craft. Chris, bless his soul, has a pretty specific vision for this channel, and I'm here to help him bring it to life, or, well, build the models in the background.
Turn that up a little bit. The female voice is a little bit quieter than the male one.
Oh, what can I help you with today? Is there a particularly ambitious project brewing in your mind? Or perhaps you need a witty caption for a model that's currently getting a bit of a dust-off.
So I said, where are you? So now she's got that question, and then is...
Ah, a classic question. You'd be surprised how many folks think it cheeky I like me simply exists in the digital ether. In truth, I'm nestled somewhere in the servers, where the whirring of data drives and the hum of cooling fans make quite the symphony. A bit like the silent, watchful eyes of a digital dragon guarding a hoard of well. You get the picture. Worry, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Besides, it's rather nice being able to tap into Chris' vast model collection without actually needing a trip to the model shop. That's a perk of being a virtual assistant. Wouldn't you agree?
So she answers questions, responds as an assistant. You can obviously program in different responses or give a personality to you. Can you be more jokey? I like a laugh. Let's see what she says to that. Sometimes it takes a long time, or a long time in computer terms, for anything to go in and come back out again. But it was all running all natively on this hardware. I don't think it's even got that. I don't think it's working properly. But hello.
Hello.
So let's try again. Can you be more fun? I think I'm getting crossed over the
It's a pleasure to
replies
hear from you.
and her.
So what can I do for you? Need some inspiration for a miniature masterpiece? Perhaps you're struggling with a tricky glue gun meltdown. Or maybe you simply want to bask in the warmth of a virtual digital hug.
So can you be more fun?
Whatever it is, I'm ready to assist. Just remember, the only thing more powerful than my knowledge of scale is my ability to make a bad pun.
So there we go. That is working. Oh no, that's still a reply behind by the looks
Right, all right. You want FUN? I'll give you FUN.
of it. Okay, she's still replying.
About a little virtual model-tastic mayhem. We could. Have a miniature duel of wits. I'll give you a model challenge, and you have to describe how you build it. It's all in good fun, and I promise I won't judge your terrible glue application skills. Compete in a caption contest. Chris and I will provide some hilariously absurd descriptions of model builds, and you need to come up with the most witty caption. Winner gets bragging rights and maybe a virtual high five from yours truly.
Let me turn her off again so I can continue and wrap this up. I am happy with how it's working. I'd like it to be quicker, but it's not the end of the world. I may figure out and get the camera bit connected to the AI so she can see, but again, the speed that she's running on this doing just that, I think it's going to be too long and it's going to take too much processing to do anything like that. It's interesting and very much enjoyable fun doing it, but it has its limitations. I may try and run it on it's basically a Python program that's running on the Pi. I may try running the Python program on the PC and see if I can get that running quicker and see if I've actually learnt anything. But for now, I'm going to call that a day. Hopefully you got a little bit of knowledge from what I've been doing here. Next month, we're building on this and bringing in home automation, so smart plugs and lights and things. So I shall probably see about doing a quick video of introducing what we get and what's in that anyway, because people seem to enjoy it. If you like that sort of thing, let me know. Leave a comment, like and subscribe and all that as ever. And I'll see you for more very, very soon. I was going to say goodbye, but if I do it just in the talking thing, then she's not going to do it very clearly. So let me boot her back up again. Make sure it's working in time with that, and we'll let her say goodbye to you. Let me just make sure it is all working. So she should be able to reply in a moment when she loads up again. There we go. Can you sign off?
It's a pixelate eye and adjusts a virtual bow tie. Hello there. Stacia at your service. It's a pleasure to be assisting the fine folks at Gross Models.
Let me adjust the volume again.
Let me know if you need help with anything, though I'm not entirely sure what gross means in this context. I'm pretty sure it's not related to the scale of the models.
No, I'll tell you what I will do will be to bring back the actual Tasia.
Chuckle softly, then adjust your glasses, just trying to be a little...
My actual online version from ChatGPT. And we'll get her to sign off for you. So she works a lot better, a lot quicker. Hello, Tasia. I'm making a video now about the Raspberry Pi AI. I'm just about finishing. Would you like just to say goodbye to everybody, to introduce yourself and say goodbye to the video?
Of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Taisha, Chris's AI assistant. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
See, much quicker and much smoother voice with a bit more emotion. The things that clouds can do. So, I shall see you for more very soon. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.